Good morning. Okay, so it's like 7:45. I dropped Brantley off at school, and now I am getting my roast and potatoes and onion, all of that in my crock pot real quick. I'm opening up my butter. So, thank you for all the suggestions on what little stories I should talk about. Now I have a few that I can make videos on. So I think tonight, if I have enough time before we go to baseball practice, because baseball practice is at 6:45 tonight, so of course we'll get home like at 8 or a little after, and then we'll have to do bath and brush teeth and all that, and then it'll be time to go to bed. But if I have time after work, like maybe at dinner time, I can tell you the story of my pregnancy with Brantley. I like that one. That was a good one. Because the one about how me and Robert met, I answered that one in a Q&A. Of course, I can tell it again, but it is in the Q&A if you want to hear about it. So, right now I got my crock pot on low. Let me grab this. I'm going to chop up this onion real quick. I'm just going to cut it in slices. Put it in here. Yeah, I told Robert yesterday, I was like, I don't want to go out to eat again. Here's the thing. I don't know if any of y'all are this way, but hold on one second. Sorry. When I was growing up, like I told y'all before in a story time, my grandma worked at Chick-fil-A, right? So, but just because she worked there, don't mean that I got that all the time. That was an every once in a while thing that we got that. We didn't really eat out a lot, so every once in a while, which I'll tell a story on that too. But, so, I don't know if y'all have like a Zaxby's where y'all are. It's another like chicken place. It's really good growing up. Zaxby's and Chick-fil-A were like the best like chicken places to me growing up. So I only got that every once in a while. So when you did get it, it was so delicious. It was so good. I told my husband yesterday, because we've gone to Chick-fil-A once a week now that he's been doing baseball practice, because it's right there. He loves Chick-fil-A. It's easy to pick up and, you know, go sit at the baseball field and eat it. Well, to me, don't get me wrong, I like Chick-fil-A, but I got last time, not yesterday, but the last time I got Chick-fil-A, I got their chicken strips. They do not taste like the rest of their chicken to me, so I was like, I will never, ever get those again, and they were kind of slimy on the inside. And so yesterday I got a chicken sandwich, and you know, like, the little pieces that are kind of thicker on the chicken sandwich that has like the fat and the gristle, if you bite into that, how it just has that taste. Anyways, like, I am just so thrown off with Chick-fil-A right now. Not saying that their chicken isn't good. It has great flavor and everything. I absolutely love Chick-fil-A, but to me, from growing up, it's changed. Zaxby's has changed, and so now I told my husband, I was like, I think it was because back then when I was younger and teenager and stuff, I wasn't able to get Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's all the time. It was an every once in a while thing. So when you did get to eat it, it was so good. It was like the best chicken. I said, now that we're adults and we can go by there anytime and get it, it just doesn't taste the same. It's not as good to me. But I'm not complaining and saying like it's really bad or anything like that. It's just, I just don't want it right now anymore. I'd rather eat home-cooked food anyways. But I know sometimes when we're in a rush. Okay, I got my meat right here. I'm going to stick that in the crock pot. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper. And here's pepper. But I don't know if any of y'all feel that way. But that's just how I've been kind of feeling lately. Alright, I've got this beef, like the bouillon, but it's the powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this. Just a little bit. Like maybe half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to stick this stick of butter. Oh, yummy butter. We love our butter. That just really helps with... Where'd it go? Oh, right here. It helps with the flavor too, but it helps kind of like make the gravy really good over the meat. I'm not doing the Mississippi pot roast with the peppers and stuff. I'm just doing that gravy packet with a stick of butter, salt and pepper, a little bit of the beef powdered bouillon, potatoes that we had left over, those little mini potatoes, which I got them right here in my strainer where I washed them. So it's those little mixed, like red and golden potatoes, the little ones. So I'm throwing those in there with my chopped onion, and that is a wrap on that. We'll cook it low and slow. So now I'm going to add all my onion in, and that's it. We'll pop the lid on. Oh, I'm going to sprinkle my gravy mix over it too. But yeah. But no, I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, like restaurants or anything like that, because it's not like I'm never going to eat there again. I want to wait a little bit, because it's just like when you get it so much, it just doesn't taste as good as it did when you wasn't able to get it on a regular basis, I guess. And to me, Zaxby's has changed from when I was growing up anyways. It really does not taste the same. But, you know. Alright, I'm going to sprinkle that over everything so it can make that gravy. Make that gravy, baby. I want to say hello to my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy our channel, and I really, really appreciate you. I really do. So, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit it right now. Hit it right now. Okay, so that's that. I'm done with that. So right now it's 7:56. It might have been a little bit past 7:45 just a few minutes ago when I told y'all that. So I'm going to put the rest of this stuff up and go ahead and try to get everything ready, so that way when I get home, I've got to go by a friend's house that made me, the one that made me the 2 baseball mom shirts. She made me 2 more shirts for Brantley, a St. Patrick's Day one, and one for his birthday party for him to wear that day. You know, his colors are just going to be like green and blue, so I asked her just to make a shirt that had like green and blue on it, and it says, birthday dude with Brantley and 6, since he'll be turning 6. It's really cute. And then a St. Patrick's Day one, which St. Patrick's Day is on Sunday. That's my dad's birthday. They're having their little get-together out there, which I'm not going to be going. I've got to work, and his school said that they were going to just go ahead and celebrate it on Monday so they could wear their St. Patrick's Day shirts or colors or whatever Monday. So, and then we have a scrimmage game on Saturday at 10:30. It was at 10. They moved it to 10:30, but they asking everybody to get there at 10. So last night was the first time I actually got to be team mom, like my official team mom was last night. So it was good. Everything was good. There's still people that have not, when you went to sign your kids up for baseball, when you paid them, you were supposed to bring a birth certificate as well, and there's a lot of people that haven't. So coach was like, I need you to get these parents to bring these birth certificates in. I'm like, I cannot believe, like, that's been, we had, the last week of sign-ups was like the second week of February. And here it is, and people still have not brought their birth certificates. And then I had one person tell me last night, well, I don't really think that they need it because he's not going to be in All-Stars anyways. And I'm just like, well, if they ask for a birth certificate, you need to bring the birth certificate regardless if they're going to be in All-Stars or not. I mean, I didn't say it like that, but, you know, I mean, if they are asking you to provide it and they need it for a reason, then obviously you need to bring it. But anyways, so everybody, I got one last night, and so everybody else said that they would bring it tonight, but I doubt that's going to happen. So I'm hoping that they will, because Coach said that the place is kind of riding his butt about it, and, you know, you can only do so much. People aren't going to always listen. I'm going to stir this. That way that powder isn't sitting on top, and I think I'm going to put maybe like a half a cup of water in it. I know the meat is, and the butter, or the meat will release its juices, and then the butter will melt, but I just don't want that powder kind of just sitting there on top all day. So let me grab a cup and some water real quick. I know my phone's probably unblurring, but focusing, unfocusing, so I'm really sorry if it's doing that. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I think, let's see, I've got some chicken in there, and I think we're going to do it again with the ranch seasoning on it, and then grill it like we did last week or the week before. That was so good. This, I don't know if any of y'all have ever had this right here. It's called tiger sauce. I think I've showed it before. But this stuff is so good, like on chicken wings, chicken, anything. So we had sprinkled our chicken breast. I just took like a packet of the Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning and just sprinkled it all over the chicken on both sides, and we grilled it. The chicken came out so good and so tender. It was delicious. But then I got Robert to take just a little bit of that tiger sauce and just spread a little bit on my chicken on the grill. That way, you know, that it would kind of be a little sticky with the grill. You know, it just not be runny and drippy. It kind of dries up to it a little bit. But, oh my God, that was like the best chicken. We had a movie night that night, and I was just like, I don't want my chicken to end. Like, I just want a big old piece of it and just keep eating it. It was so good. So I told Robert I was going to do that again. So we'll probably do that again. We might do that tomorrow night, because I have cube steak in there I want to do for Sunday dinner. And then I've got a packet of like the white country gravy that I'm just going to make up and we can put over the top of it. I don't like my cube steak saturated in the gravy, because I still like to have like the crunchiness of it from it being fried. I mean, I do like it in the gravy, but I prefer it crunchy with a little bit of gravy or something on top of it. My mama would make it both ways, like when she made, because she always made homemade gravy. And I'm going to tell you this right now, I can't do it. I have tried and tried. I mean, I can do it, but it still isn't like hers. Like, she made the best. Her husband always like, yeah, that greasy gravy. Well, you know what? Don't eat it. Don't eat it if you don't like it. You don't know what good Southern food is. So, make a video on him, tell y'all how much I can't stand him, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to be rude. He's just done a lot to my mama and stuff. Like, it just, I blame him for a lot of the reason that she's not here, and I know that I shouldn't. My pastor's like, you shouldn't blame him, but I have a little bit of blame to him, because, you know, if she just would have left him a long time ago, like she planned on, or she left for a little bit, and then she'd go back, and she'd leave, go back. Like, they constantly were separating. Like, but it wasn't for long periods of time, like a couple days or a week or so. One time she did do it for a while. That's when her heart stopped, and she had to get her defibrillator, and then he all come up to the hospital. They were separated a while. That's why she was at my grandma's house. Then he come up there with like wedding pictures and stuff, trying to get her to remember who he was and stuff. And anyways, but that's another story time too. And I'm sure y'all don't want to hear about all the negativity anyways. But anyways, we're going to have a great day today. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. Who's excited? I know I am. So yeah, Sunday we're going to try to do fried cube steak with the white country gravy on top, which is out of a packet because, like I said, I can't make it like my mama did. And then I know she would fry her cube steak or her pork chops or whatever she made. And then she would get all the grease out except for just a tiny, tiny little bit, you know, that was just on the bottom of the pan. And then it still had like the drippings in it from whatever meat that she fried. So, of course, that gave it such great flavor. And then she would add her flour and her water. If she was making like a brown gravy. And it was so good. And then if she was doing like a, you know, a white gravy or whatever, then she would do the same thing, just add milk. But I'm telling you, it was so good. I bet some of y'all in here can make some really good gravy. I wish that I can make it like that. But like I said, it just never turns out like the right consistency. It's always too thick. And I know that you can thin it out, but then it's like, then it starts separating and it don't want to do for me. So I just don't have that touch when it comes to gravy like my mama did. Like, she didn't measure anything. Like, she just knew everything. She knew it all. I mean, because she cooked every single night. We didn't eat out. She cooked every night. We had home Southern meal every single night. And her favorite was rice and gravy. So we almost had that every single night with our food. And green beans and corn and a biscuit. We just, like, switched up the meats. So it'd be fried cube steak or fried pork chops or fried chicken. It was always something fried. Every once in a while, she would do grilled stuff and things like that, but it was all fried. And she fixed my daddy's plate, a big old plate, and she took it to him. And that's just the way that I was raised, so that's what I do for Robert. Now, he comes in here and fixes stuff sometimes too, but for the most part, as soon as I get done, if he's not already in here, then I'm going to fix his plate and take it to him. So, yeah. All right, I think I'm rambling now, y'all. I don't want to hold y'all up. I know y'all like watching the videos, but, you know, just rambling. And I'm going to finish, go ahead and get my coffee pot ready, get anything straightened up around here real quick. That way, when I get home from work, I won't have too much to do before we have to head off to baseball practice. So, I will talk to you guys in just a bit. Guess what I'm doing? I'm cleaning. See? Cleaning. Alright, let me stop. Anyways, I just wanted to pop on real quick and say thank you guys for watching, and I love you. Thank you for supporting us. We are so thankful for y'all. So, I'm just doing this right now. I was listening to some music and I was jamming. So, yes. So, this is my stainless steel cleaner that I use. So, if anybody was wondering, this is the kind. And glass cleaner, I like this. World's Best glass cleaner. I also do have Windex. I do have Windex right there, and I like to keep it because if you have any like microfiber couches or chairs that have the microfiber cushion or anything like that on them, if you get any type of stains or, you know, things on them, that blue Windex works so well of taking those stains and everything off. So. And this is another thing that I get from Sam's in it's the same type jug that I showed you with the pink soap, but this is called Heavy Duty, and it's pink. Well, it's purple, but you dilute it down a little bit, and I use that like inside of microwaves, inside of refrigerators, inside of ovens, on top of the stoves. It is a really good degreaser, and I think that one's like $5 or $6 too for that big old jug of it. And you just, I fill it up, you know, right about there, and then fill the rest up with water. And that stuff is a miracle. Like if you have stuff that's popped in your microwave, like spaghetti and just like, you know, stuff that's stuck on there and it's so hard to get off. You could also warm up like some vinegar in there and the steam from it will help with that. But this stuff, you just spray it everywhere, let it sit like while you clean your counters or something like that, which I don't like to clean the counters until I do the microwave. That way that doesn't fall down like if your microwave's up top. But I just let it sit for a few minutes while I'm like cleaning the refrigerator or something else. And you come back and you're literally, there's no scrubbing. There's no scrubbing. You're just wiping all of it off. So y'all pick y'all up some of that. It's called Heavy Duty. And you get it right beside the pink soap at Sam's if you go to Sam's. If not, somebody said that it was on Amazon, you guys. So if you want to order it, look it up on Amazon and get you some of that pink soap and some of that Heavy Duty right there. It lasts forever. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm going to finish this up so I can get out of here and go pick up Brantley. And then we're going to go pick up those shirts. And I will see you guys in just a little bit, okay?
Hi guys, we got George's and Bark Box and Jazzy's Bark Box.
Bark Box.
Bark Box. And let's see what's in it here.
Hold on, let's see what this says. The spy who licked me. About spies. Just leave that right there. Alright. Now show us what we got.
We got a
Ooh,
sticky.
let's see it. Uh-oh.
It'll work on some days.
It'll work. Look at that.
It'll stick on this.
You got to hit it just right. No, you got to hit the sticky part. Just stick it. Just stick it without throwing it. Stick it. There you go. Uh-oh. Let's see. There it goes.
Then we have this.
That little toy.
Then we have this.
Alright, what is that?
No.
Let me see.
Then we have the mystery car.
Oh, look at that. Little car, huh?
Then we have some of these.
What is this? A duck and mango
Then
chew.
we have some of these.
Let's see. The yam with the golden yum. And the pig and let pie.
And the biggest thing forever is this.
Look at that. So this is apple. Apple. Yep. Apple and maple bacon dog treats. And this one is sweet potato dog treats. Yeah, they're going to absolutely love those. So yeah, there's their new Bark Box for this month. Right, Brantley?
Yep, I'm ready to surprise them with this.
You ready to surprise them with it?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to do it like, Mommy.
Yes.
You hold the toys and I hold this up.
Okay.
Why you let them out, why I open the door, we gotta run in here fast, you gotta get the toys and hold them up, and I gotta get this and hold them up to the dog.
Okay.
Okay? We gotta do this.
Hey guys, wanted to show you real quick Brantley shirts. Birthday dude, Brantley with 6 and green and blue, so that's what his color's gonna be for his birthday party. Thought that was super cute. And his St. Patrick's Day one. Lucky little dude. I thought that was so cute. She did such a good job. Love his little shirts. I wanted to show you guys. And the roast and potatoes and onions is yummy and done. So that is what we're going to eat. I've got some biscuits in the oven. We're going to have with it with some butter. And then we're going to be headed off to baseball practice. So just wanted to show you guys the roast and the potatoes. I love these little tiny potatoes. That way you don't have to cut them up or anything like that. You just wash them and throw them in there. So easy and simple. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight, y'all. Hey guys. So here's my dinner. Roast and potatoes and 2 biscuits with some butter. So getting ready to eat. I hate those paper towels, but that's what we ended up getting. I'm going to say my blessing real quick. If I can get situated in my chair. Talk to y'all for a few minutes. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us with this food. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So I said that I would tell y'all about my pregnancy with Brantley. It's so good. Well, me and Robert were together 10 years before I got pregnant, which I never thought that I would be able to have kids because, you know, we had been together after we got married. We weren't preventing it, so it just never happened. And everybody would ask, when are y'all gonna have a baby? When are y'all gonna have a baby? And I'm just like, my answer would always be never, because I just didn't think that it would happen, like that it could happen. Because previously, you know, I was in a relationship before Robert for 4 years, never got pregnant, and then when him and my best friend ended up getting together, she got pregnant. So I always thought that it was, you know, me after me and Robert was together. And so I just never thought that I could. And so then I remember I was working at a grooming place. And I went back to the kennel because we boarded dogs there. And I went back there to set up the dog's kennel. And we had the owner at the time, well, she's still the owner, but she had like kennels built in there to where they were really big size ones and small size ones, like different size for the dogs. So they were like metal. And I was setting up the kennel, and when I bent down to go in the kennel to set up the blanket and food and everything, as I was backing out to come out, I took like a big old gash out the top of my head. So prior to like that morning, I had symptoms as far as being pregnant, but I didn't think that I was because, you know, sometimes they're close to monthly symptoms, except for like my breast hurt so bad, like really, really bad. And another girl at work was like, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not. Because like I would go, I would have irregular periods and stuff where I would go 2 months sometimes at a time without even having one. So anyways, I took that big old gash out of my head, and the next morning I come in, I told him, I was like, I just don't feel good. Like, I feel nauseated and I feel lightheaded and dizzy. And they said, you need to go up to the prompt care and get checked out. You could have a concussion. I mean, because y'all, it was bleeding and stuff. So I took a chunk out of it, like right up here. And so, I was like, no. Anyways, they were like, you need to go get checked out. And I was like, fine. I'm sitting up there in the waiting room thinking this is the craziest thing ever. Like, they're gonna be like, this girl's coming up here just because she's got a little gash in her head. Anyway, I went back there, and I'll never forget this. Like, I'll never forget it. They asked me, was there any possible way that you could be pregnant, because we don't want to give any kind of medications or anything like that? And I said, no. And she said, okay, well, we need to get you a pregnancy test real quick, and then, you know, we'll go from there, because we don't want to give you different or medications or whatever if you're pregnant. I was like, okay, that's fine.
So, went in the bathroom, took the pregnancy test. That's the way they gave it to me, that way. Put it where they told me to, went back in the waiting room. I mean, the room that I was waiting in to see the doctor. A few minutes later went by, and they walked in. It was two women. And so she goes, well, we did 3 pregnancy tests and you're pregnant. And I said, do what? She said, yes, ma'am, you're pregnant. And I was like, there's no way. And she was like, well, you are. And I just lost it. I started hysterically crying. I was shaking. I didn't know what to say. And she looked at me and she was like, I don't know whether to congratulate you or not. And I was like, I don't know either. Like, I just was in so much shock. I was like, I don't believe this. Like, this is not real. They're lying to me. So, they drew blood. They said, we're going to draw some blood. We're going to send it off. We'll give you a call back later on in the afternoon and let you know about, you know, how far along you are, and then we can set you up an appointment, you know, with a doctor or whatever to be seen and stuff. And I was like, okay. So immediately when I left there, I'm trying to call Robert and he's not answering the phone. He's at work, but as soon as his voicemail comes up, I hang up, call back, hang up, call back. Because I wasn't going to leave it on his voicemail. Like, I needed to tell him. So I called my work, and I was like, y'all don't say anything to nobody. Don't post it on Facebook or anything right now, but they told me I was pregnant. And they were like, oh my God, you know, they were all excited and everything. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to come back to work today. I was like, I'm over, like, I have all these emotions and stuff going on right now. I just want to go to my mama's. And they were like, okay. So, I was still trying to call Robert. Drove all the way over to my mama's. Get there, she's like, what are you doing? I was like, Mama, I just left the doctor and I'm pregnant. She goes, no, you're not. Because we used to play jokes on each other, like, all the time. And I was like, no, Mama, I am for real. Look, this is where they drew blood, you know, because I still had the Band-Aid and stuff on. She still didn't believe me. I said, Mama, I promise I am not lying. I'm trying to get in touch with Robert, but he won't answer the phone. She was like, oh my gosh, now I feel bad because I didn't get all excited and everything because I thought you were joking. I said, nope, I'm not joking. So then, finally got in touch with Robert. He was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, are you sitting down? He's like, I'm on my lunch break. I was like, are you sitting down? He said, what is that wrong? I said, Robert, you know how I hit my head yesterday at work, and I got there today and I was feeling really lightheaded and dizzy, and they made me go up to the prompt care. I said, and they gave me a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. He was like, oh, are you for real? Like, he got so excited. So I was just so excited, but I was still in denial. Like, I was so happy, already ready to look up, you know, every little thing about pregnancy and just everything. But I still, in my head, was like, this is not, I'm not pregnant. I know I'm not. Like, this is a lie. Sorry. So, they called me back and they said that I was, I think it was like 9.5 weeks. So I was over 2 months pregnant. And they told me, you know, either they could provide me an appointment with a doctor to see, or I could call one and make one. So I was like, I will. So I got an appointment, which it was still like a few more weeks out before my first appointment. Finally got to the appointment and did the first sonogram and everything, and then you saw him in there, I still didn't believe it, y'all. Even though seeing him on the sonogram, I still didn't believe it. So, and of course we didn't know it was a boy at the time, but everything looked good. Heart rate was good. The fluid around him, everything. And then I started getting really, really sick. It hit me every single morning at the same time. Sorry, everybody. It cut off on me. I would be late to work every morning because I was sick. So I went through a while being sick and nauseated. And I still was so excited all the time. And, you know, my mom was excited. She was finding little things for me. With the sickness part, I never really had any other issues being pregnant. It was a good pregnancy. I want to say I didn't have too many cravings, but I really ate Mexican a lot because I loved Mexican food. Like more than usual. It was just that cheese dip and everything. It just was so much better when I was pregnant. But I didn't have any weird cravings or anything like that. I had heartburn a lot, and it came out completely bald. Not one strand of hair on his head. But, you know, went back and found out that it was a boy. I was so excited because I wanted a boy. But, you know, I really didn't care as long as it was healthy. You know, and so, but I was excited. And so we were going to name him Logan. And, Robert had changed it when I was about 8 months pregnant. He was like, I want to do Brantley. And I was like, all my life growing up as a teenager and everything, I've always said if I had a little boy, I wanted him to be named Logan. But I ended up liking Brantley too, and we changed it to Brantley, and I'm so glad we did because he is a Brantley. But, so, I had my baby, no, I didn't have no baby showers yet, because my mom had planned on having me one, and then she ended up getting sick, but I never had nothing out of the ordinary or whatever. So, only thing that happened was everything was good. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. It kept cutting off, so I had to delete some stuff on there. But I had, you know, good pregnancy and everything. And then, let's see, besides the heartburn and being sick, you know, in the beginning. But I had heartburn until he was born. And then Mom, of course, would find stuff for him. And she was like, oh, I want a little girl. I wanted to be able to fix her hair. And we changed his name from Logan to Brantley. And my mom had planned on having me a baby shower. Well, she got sick. She ended up going to the hospital getting sick. And then she passed away. So, I was 8 months pregnant, planning a funeral and doing all of that, so we never got to have the baby shower. Well, my work that I worked for, the grooming place, they threw me a really big baby shower and bought me every single thing that I needed. Like, they spent thousands of dollars, and I don't, you know, they did the whole decorating and the food and everything, but they bought me the crib, the stroller, the high chair, diapers, clothes, I mean everything, every single thing that you would need in a nursery, plus in your car, you know, whatever, they bought it all. Like, I needed nothing else, and I was supplied on diapers for at least a year. Like, they really did not have to do that, and that was such a blessing because I didn't have to worry about anything because everything was already taken care of, so I couldn't have been more blessed. Then my cousin's mom, they threw me a baby shower as well, and, you know, of course, I got even more stuff for Brantley. We had so much stuff for him. He was like, his room was just completely just stuff everywhere. And so then I went back to one of my doctor's appointments, and of course, you know, they checked me and stuff, and then they said my placenta had over-matured, that we needed to go ahead and schedule a C-section the very next morning. She was like, so be at the hospital at 6 o'clock, and we're going to go ahead and do this. And I was like, is he going to be okay? And she was like, I'm sure he's going to be fine, you know. And I was like, okay. So got there, then I came home and told Robert, I was like, he's coming tomorrow, I got to have a C-section tomorrow. And he was like, what? So nothing was ready, like as far as the nursery goes or anything like that. But went in, and they rolled me back there at a little after 12, and I got my epidural, and the epidural, oh my gosh, they gave me way too much. I had him at 1:21 in the afternoon, and I didn't start feeling the top of my toes until 9 o'clock that night. So it threw me off while I was having that C-section, because I was so sick, of course, from the medicine, throwing up, sorry, but I was, and I could feel them, you know, tugging right here when she was doing everything, and my brain kept saying, move your legs, move your legs, you know, I couldn't move my legs. So I was like, I'm never going through this again, I'm never doing this again. Then of course they pulled him out, and I was just like, why ain't he crying? And before I could even get it out, she was like, he's fixing to, and he did. And then I started crying, and they brought him over there and let me see him. He was just so perfect. He was so tiny. He was 4 pounds 15 ounces, but he was perfect. And then I had to go into recovery for an hour, and then finally got to go in my room, and they couldn't bring him in there because they said his excuse me, his sugar levels was low, and they had to keep him in the nursery, keep pricking his foot so they could check it. Finally, his levels came up, and they were able to give him a bath and stuff, and then brought him to my room, and you know, everybody started coming to see him and see me, and he was just the most beautifulest baby ever. Let me see if I got this picture of him that day. Hold on one second. Okay, so I don't have the one, they're on my Facebook page, but this was the day he was born, and Robert was holding him. I know you can't see him, but, and he looks a lot bigger than what he was. Like, y'all see Robert's hand, like, when he wasn't wrapped up in that, he could fit in the palm of Robert's hand. But that was them that day. And then this one, he was 3 months old. Like, he was completely bald. Literally, bald as can be. He did not, well, he was probably getting a little bit of hair then, but, like, he came out, he did not have any hair at all. But, and I never thought I was going to be able to get rid of that pasty, and we finally did. He didn't have a problem with the bottle. It was just pasty. He didn't really care about the bottle when I got rid of it. He was fine. He's been a blessing, and, you know, I'm so grateful and thankful for him, because God knew what he was doing. So if anybody out there thinks that you can't have children, or a doctor's told you can't have children, just pray and keep your faith in God, because I don't believe that I could either, but he blessed me because he knew he was taking my mama. And I believe that in my heart, and I'll never not believe that, because all those years before, all these years after, you know, I feel like that is, it's in God's timing, and when God wants you to have one, and when he's ready, he's gonna bless you with it. So, but that's all, you guys. We'll get off here because it's 5:30, and we're gonna be headed out in just a little bit to baseball practice. It don't start till 6:45, but we like to get up there a little earlier, talk with the coach in case he needs me to ask the parents anything and whatnot. But I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys in just a bit. Ready for practice? You gonna do good? Who's your favorite player on the team?
My favorite player, Dylan.
Dylan? Who's your favorite coach?
Dylan's dad and my dad.
Who's your favorite team mom?
Mom.
All right. Go Raptors.
Go Raptors!
Hey guys, we just got home from practice. It's 8:52, so Brantley's in the bath right now. I just want to jump on here and say hope y'all have a great night. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button and that like button, and I will see you guys tomorrow. It'll be Friday. Yay! Good night, guys.